clear skies today. Look at that. Good old California spring. I think these are the first words I'm saying for today. It's 3:56 p.m. I woke up like 2 hours ago, and yesterday I really took the day to rest. I've been expending a lot of physical energy, and I've also been expending a lot of fucking mental energy. And like emotional energy too, man. There's been so much that I've been loading onto myself. Jiu-jitsu training, and at work I'm on my feet all day. I'm lifting stuff. I'm moving a fucking shit ton. Thinking a lot about my book, thinking about strategy. I want to read more books. As I speak right now, I realize that, yeah, I'm like in a state of overwhelm. So much going on. And at the same time, man, there's been like wins and victories that I've been having, which are fucking awesome, man. Like, I think over the last 5 days, I've gained 6 subscribers on YouTube, which is the fucking coolest thing ever, dude. It's fucking cool as shit because I posted so much already. It's only been a month and a half or something like that. But the consistency that I'm posting at, and I haven't seen a lot of results from those postings in terms of subscribers, if we're using that specific metric. And then to see, like, oh wow, we are actually starting to gain momentum here. We're actually receiving some fruits from our labor. And I know I have so much more work to do. I have so much more work to do. And then I'm also realizing, just like the environment that I'm in terms of a bar, not a lot of ambitious people. I think the bar scene would have been good for me, like if I went into it straight after high school. I don't know about the word good, but I think I would have appreciated it a lot more straight out of high school. I feel like it's I'm not around the most quality people. The other day there was someone who I met who said that they're 24 years old and they're looking to get knocked up ASAP. We value completely different things. And then there was someone else who said that it's just crazy. I mean, just hearing the timelines and like the goals and the ambitions of these people, they're so radically different than mine. I'm thinking on such a bigger level, naturally. And I'm so glad that I know who it is that I am, because if I didn't, I would crumble under wondering the opinions or like trying to gain the approval of these people who I don't ever plan on building a meaningful relationship with ever. But then like it makes sense. It's like it's a bar. Duh, you're not going to be around the most quality people. Duh. I don't know. I was just thinking this is going to be like a lot more fun. And there are fun parts of the job. However, there's a really important missing piece for me, which is connection. I don't feel connected to the people around me. I feel that nobody can really match me at my level. I feel like I have to go to their level, and I don't like going to their level. You know, like I'm a very curious person. I love asking questions. I love to learn. But like, it's actually better if we don't talk. It's better for me, I feel like. Jesus. And I have such a foreign energy to them. I think it's because I am intelligent. I don't think they can see my genius. To them, I'm some weird guy with this weird, awkward, lovable energy, like nice guy. To me, I'm a motherfucking giant who's gonna do fucking massive things in my life, even bigger than I could ever fucking possibly imagine. And I have a serious shot here at becoming a historical figure. I have a big shot here at becoming a historical figure. It's like a cup that fell out of nowhere while I was saying that sentence. And my brain naturally goes, is the universe trying to send me a message here? I don't know. I have 4 cats, but there's not a single cat that's near where the cup fell. But also, there's wind. It can mean nothing. I don't know. I just thought that was fascinating. And I don't have to prove anything to these people in terms of who it is that I am. I don't have to say anything. It's actually better if I don't say anything. I connected a lot with people based on energy. I feel like when you possess similar values to someone, I feel that there's an energetic pull to each other that can't be fabricated. Like, you can't force it. As much as I would like to be friends with some so and so, for some reason, energetically, we don't really connect like that. But with other people, immediately, it's like, oh, we're locked in. I used to teach people how to connect with others. The thing is, I feel like it's so intuitive for me. I feel like it's challenging to teach. If I would give my 2 cents on becoming a more effective communicator, better connector, is number one, like, you can't connect with a high level person if you yourself aren't high level. But that doesn't necessarily mean what you have externally. High level is a way of thinking. This person who might be further ahead of you, they just have a lot more life experience than you do. They've been playing this game a lot longer than you have. When they say you can't compare your chapter 2 to someone's chapter 31, like, it's such a cliche, but if you actually really think about it, that's what it boils down to. Because there's so many entrepreneurs who are successful that I really just like connected with immediately, like with ease. And that's because we're operating at a similar frequency, similar level. We value similar things. We're putting similar things into our heads, and that naturally formed that connection. So first and foremost, like, I've been working in the bar industry for like 6 years, and then I meet those people. there's no way that they and I would energetically connect. There's no way. That's because I didn't take that time to really build myself. So if you want to connect with quality people, I mean, first and foremost, dude, you gotta become quality yourself. And for me, what a quality person is somebody who values integrity, values honesty, somebody who makes a sincere effort and intention to improve their life, but they can't help but do that. It's not like they have to choose to do that. They are drawn by books. They are drawn to create. That is who they are. But that's my version of a quality person. My definition of a quality person doesn't permeate across the board in terms of what a quality person is for everybody. I met this person recently who's into punk rock. I never really been around someone who's like into punk rock, at least as an adult. And we were listening to the music that they listen to. And it was interesting because I never really listened to punk rock before, but it felt like it was very rebellious music in terms of like almost like its own version of like fuck the Matrix, like fuck this corporate bullshit, this is fucking stupid, materialism's retarded, like no dude, I'm gonna go fucking live my life and I'm gonna have my experiences and I'm gonna enjoy this shit. That is the vibe that I got from punk rock. And there were two guys who were into punk rock. They were hanging out with each other. And those guys would have a completely different definition of what a quality person is. So my definition is my definition. You may have your own definition of what a quality person is. And that's totally fine that we have different viewpoints of what a quality person is. We don't have to agree upon that. For me, that's what sits right in my body because that's what I value within myself. Integrity, honesty, working on myself, and I can't help it, dude. So it's like a quality person is someone who's similar to me, but it took me a long time for me to realize that I am a quality person. And you know who helps me really remember that? My former business partner. She's doing really well in her life right now. I won't go into detail, and I know she wouldn't want me to go into detail, and I'm not. But she's doing well for herself. I'm very happy about that. And then when I hear her talking about what's going on, I'm like, it's so crazy that she and I were in business together as equals. And it's like, yeah, like she helps remind me who I am. And that's so beautiful, man. I'm so glad things are going well for her cuz it's like, dude, she deserves it, dude. She so deserves it. She's so smart. She works so hard. I mean, man, you have no clue how smart she is, dog. Like, I am truly so blessed that I got to hang out with her damn near every day for a full year, living together, traveling together, solving problems together. We both grew because of each other. And wow, it's just like, wow. It's so beautiful, dude. It is so fucking beautiful. Dude. And it's like, dude, I am the same. And when we're talking, I'm like, yeah, like we are still mentally on a similar frequency. took me a while, man, to realize this. I just had to, you know what helped me realize I'm a quality person? It took an overwhelming amount of evidence for me to believe it. That's what it was. I didn't believe it at all. I was always confused that when I hung out with my mentor and we would go to like yoga or like get dinner or something like that, and he would teach me stuff and it would blow my mind. I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is incredible, dude. Like, just thank you so much. And he'd always say, I get more out of this than you do. And I'm like, no, you don't. There's no way you get more out of this than I do. And I remember he would be like, don't forget about me when you're on the big stage. That's someone who has motherfucking belief. You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker's belief in me, like, rubbed off on me. Because I'm telling you, bro, ain't nobody spoke to me the way that he did, bro. He taught me so much. He still teaches me a lot, man. Yeah, he was big for me. And then it didn't just take belief from him and his daughter, who was really helpful for me as well, and also my brother-in-law, really big, even though he showed it differently. He did push me to become better. But it wasn't until like I was 23 years old and I did the month where I podcasted for every single day in the month of December of 2018. And that was when I first got some, like, a win under my belt. Like, okay, I can follow through on something. I can say I'm going to do something and actually follow through with it. And then 23 was such a great year, dude. 23 and 24 were really important years for me. And I love how it's those two numbers, like Michael Jordan or LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. Like, those 2 years were big fucking, like, hustle years for me. I worked my fucking ass off during those 2 years. But I remember there was this dating boot camp that I wanted to go on. And it was $2,700 to go for the weekend. And I kept getting calls like, hey, like, no, wait, was I getting calls? No, I wasn't getting calls. I remember, because I had taken a couple programs from this company, and then I refunded them because I was like, whatever. And then they ended up blacklisting me, where I wasn't allowed to buy any of their products anymore. I was like, oh no, but I really want to take a boot camp with this guy. And I remember being on the phone with them, and I'm like, please, like, is there anything we can do? Like, I really want to take this boot camp. And they said, look, like, you're gonna have to sign a waiver saying you're no longer allowed to, like, refund anything. And I was like, okay, like, and they let me pay for the program, but I worked my fucking ass off being at LA Fitness, going into work, and, you know, maybe getting a sale for the day, or 2 sales or 3 sales, but, like, just feeling so defeated because it just felt like nothing was ever enough. Just because I did well yesterday, we're in a blank slate today. Like, yesterday does not fucking matter at all. Like, what have you produced today? There was very little room for celebration. And I've worked my fucking ass off. And I remember being on the phone with the sales rep. I had to buy the boot camp in several payments. So the first payment was like $800, and that drained a lot of my bank account. And then he goes, all right, man, you got 3 more payments of like $700, whatever it was, something like that, 700, $800 for the next 3 months. And I remember I was like, fuck, like, am I gonna be able to do this? Like, I have to work my fucking ass off to make that happen. And I remember within 30 days of being at my job, out of 40 sales reps, I was number 3. But it wasn't because I was talented. You could say, Greg, you have this charisma, but the thing is, like, I am charismatic, but I'm too nice. Like, I don't have a strong backbone. I feel like in sales as a closer, you have to be like, have like a strong backbone. So I had to close just through sheer fucking volume. And there were people who were like way better at sales than I was. And I witnessed it too. Like, damn, how do you get people to fucking respond to you like that? And then month after month after month, I was able to make my payments. And then it's like, fuck, holy shit, I fucking did that. And like, I earned it. And then for like years, I attempted to like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I would have my streaks where I'd be like, I'd wake up 5 o'clock in the morning for like a week, and then there it goes for like a month, you know, or like a couple months. Like, I'm not able to like keep up that kind of like consistency. And I remember I was leaving work one day. I'm in my car, and I'm about to make a left at a really busy intersection. And I'm listening to Joe Rogan talk to Chris Ryan on Joe's podcast. Chris Ryan is the author of Sex at Dawn. And I remember they were talking about some people are just able to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Others don't have the maybe genes or whatever it is, the makeup to wake up at 5 in the morning. And I remember thinking, oh man, that must be me then. Like, I've tried so hard to like start waking up at 5 a.m. and I can't do it. And then one day I go to hot yoga and I have this thought in terms of, where can I find people who are like me? Where can I find people who read books? Where can I find people who invest in themselves? And then it's like, I've gone on Meetup several times and nothing ever came from meetup.com. And then the thought popped into my head, like, why don't you create your own accountability group? And I was like, what? I'm not going to create my own accountability group. And it's like, wait a second. Why don't I create my own accountability group? I'm like, yeah. Why don't I create my own accountability group? I'm going to create my own accountability. I'm in fucking corpse pose and hot yoga. So what I decided to do was put together a group of people that I felt were ambitious. And each week we're going to hold each other accountable. Every Sunday, we're going to get together at like 8 p.m. on Zoom. This was like August, September of 2019. So we're all going to get together on Zoom. And we're going to check in with like, hey, did we accomplish our goals for the week? And the first week we were strong. And the second week, like, attendance dipped. And then all of a sudden, people were like, oh, like, I can't make it. And I remember one guy, he, like, showed up. And, like, before he even shared, he just left the call. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, bro? I thought these people were ambitious. And then I went to a real estate event with my brother-in-law. And there was a speaker who said he had a 5 a.m. call every day. I was like, dude, that's it. Like, I'll be able to wake up, I'll hop on this call, and then I'll be able to start waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So the very next day, I wake up at like 4:58, whatever, and then I call in, dial in into a number, and then like the first minute or two is just people saying Toronto, Canada, Miami Beach, or like Vancouver, Fresno, California. Like people are just saying where they're from. And then somebody hops on the call. It's all audio. The voice is low. They talk about something about cadence in life. And then the call was over within like 3 minutes. And I got off that phone call and I was like, it's still too easy for me to miss this though. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create my own 5 a.m. call. Because if I'm the leader, I have to be there every day. And then I read in Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he said that if you really want to learn something, teach it within 48 hours of you learning it. And at the time, I was learning a tremendous amount from my mentors and books that I was reading in life. And I felt like I would always have something to say. And I felt like it was such a benefit for me because I get to learn and I get to practice my speaking. So I put together a couple Instagram stories saying some of the most successful CEOs wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing this 5 a.m. accountability call. If you want to join, DM me the word morning or something like that. And I had 21 people. No, I had a vote. It's like, if you want to join, if you want me to send you information, like hit yes on the poll. And 21 people said yes. So I sent them all the information. And then in September of 2021, September of 2019, I started the Morning Hustlers. And that call changed my life. Because I ran that call every day, 7 days a week, for 623 days. And out of those 620, I missed 4 days. 623 days, I missed 4 days. So I ran 619 meetings of the Morning Hustlers, me waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And also during the time of me doing the Morning Hustlers, I was also podcasting every single day of the pandemic. Podcasted every single day. Didn't miss a day. And in the midst of all this, everybody's panicking and crazy because now like the pandemic was going on. That was when I was running my call, which I'm so proud about. Like the world's like panicking and like people are just like going to sleep late, but I was disciplined as fuck, bro. I was in bed by 8:30. I was up at 4 in the morning every day of the fucking pandemic, bro. Every fucking day, bro. Every fucking day. And I podcasted every fucking day of the pandemic, bro. During that time, Kobe Bryant had died in January 2020. And I happened to be 24 years old when he died. And I would sometimes go for these runs because David Goggins really inspired me. And I'm like, man, I really want to go into the Navy SEALs. But like I'm too far down this road with entrepreneurship. And I'm like, you know what? What if I just ran a marathon? Like that would be like good mental fucking discipline, you know? And it's like, you know what? Let's run a marathon for Kobe and let's run an extra mile at the end to commemorate him. Cause dude, like when Kobe was in the NBA, I rooted against him because it was like back in those days it was like Kobe versus LeBron, who's better? And Kobe had 4 rings at the time, 5 rings, and LeBron had 0. And everybody was like, he's gonna be a ringless king, all this kind of stuff. And I couldn't stand Kobe, man, because I was such a big LeBron James fan. I couldn't. It's just there were no people who were like, yeah, bro, I like them both. Nah, it was a huge division between the two of them, and I rooted against him. However, as an adult, I began to really appreciate his work ethic. And I actually really fucked with Kobe Bryant a lot. And I'm like, bro, I gotta pay my respects, man, because this motherfucker is like motivating me, man. And it did hurt. It did hurt when he died, because it's like, damn, he could have done so much more. What would he have been able to do outside of basketball? He was on pace to do some great shit, dude. So I was like, I'm gonna start training for this marathon. And I was never a big runner. I didn't like running. But here I was, like, I'm gonna run this marathon now. And I remember just doing just the craziest runs, man. One time I ran like fucking 7-8 miles, something like that. And 90% of that run was uphill. There's a massive hill in the city that I'm in. It's fucking massive. It's like 7, 8, or 8 miles long. And I had my oldest sister drop me off at the bottom of the hill. And I ran up the hill. And I didn't walk a single step. And I trained. And I didn't walk a single fucking step during that whole fucking process. And then I ran my marathon with an extra mile at the end. And I actually came up like 0.3 short of completing that last mile. And right now I'm having this realization. Yesterday, I had a realization that, like, so I was at work the other day, and I had gotten 2 people who opted in to the Real Nigga Bible. You can get my book for free at therealniggabible.com. And yes, it is for all races. Okay. And I created an Instagram story where I was talking about how I got those 2 opt-ins. And at the end of that video, I actually say an analogy that I was not expecting to say. I've never said it before. I never thought of it like this ever at all. But I said it, but it didn't like click into my head like how fucking profound that was until yesterday. And then I had a realization today, which I'm about to say right now. But yesterday I was like, wait a second. In the video, I say that a marathon is just a bunch of steps. That's all it is. And we can't discount each step that's taken. Yes, I got 2 opt-ins, and I'm like super fucking happy about that for that day. And it's like, we don't ever want to discount progress. We want to be grateful for the progress we make, because it's just a bunch of steps. And at the end of the marathon, after a bunch of different steps, there's an incredible feat at the end of it. But there's so many steps. There's so many steps. And that brings me back to like patience. Being patient. But anyway, what I realized was, wait a second, the marathon wasn't just an event. The marathon was that process. The marathon wasn't that one day where I ran the marathon. The marathon was the entire thing. Because all of those steps made it possible for me to do that last push of a shitload of fucking steps to accomplish this big feat. That shit started on day 1. Each fucking step I took mattered. Each step that I took contributed for me to be able to actually run the fucking marathon, which is still a fucking shitload of fucking steps. So breaking it down to like, bro, anything worthwhile that you're gonna be really proud about. That's why I love the marathon's one of my probably. It's like I want to say it's my number one favorite, proudest, most proudest accomplishment. I know I travel the world, I have my own business, and that was so difficult and challenging. But for some reason, the marathon has just a little edge over that in terms of the pride that I feel about it, the accomplishment. And it puts things into perspective for me. Like, bro, you have so many more steps to take before you are successful here. But each and every single step you're taking fucking matters. It fucking counts, bro. All of them. Because every step that I took for that marathon fucking counted, bro. And every single fucking step I took counted, and it still wasn't enough because I came up 0.3 short on marathon day. So it took all of that to be like, fuck. But you know what? I did run that 0.3 miles. I overran that 0.3 miles. Because when I look at it in terms of the whole thing was the marathon wasn't an event. The marathon was a process. We're made to believe it's an event because it happens on a day that is eventful. But it's not. I guess you could say it like ties a bow on the end of the, process. But like just thinking about that, man, like how many fucking steps did I take during that fucking marathon training? Think about that. Like 10,000 steps? 20,000 steps? Way more than that, right? 100,000 steps? 200,000 steps? Like put that into perspective in terms of how much more work I have to put in. And that's fine. And it's just like, dude, just remain patient. Remain patient. Everything fucking counts. But I ran that fucking marathon, bro. And that fucking added to how I felt about myself. And just slowly but surely, I began to get this overwhelming evidence of like, look at what you're able to do, bro. And then I traveled the world for a year, broke as fuck, pulling together everything I possibly could to make that happen, and actually pulling it off. A full year. And after that, my body was like, this is a good spot for us to turn off and rest. You need to process. Because you just concluded a fucking massive ass chapter in your life. It's time for us to put a bow on that. And now we're transitioning into our next life. And it's like caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly. I went dark on social media. At the same time, I was processing these health challenges. And I got to do a lot of reflection. A lot of processing. And it was tough. It wasn't easy. I cried a lot. I was frustrated a lot of anxiety, worry. here. But fuck, man. I'm so happy that I went through that, bro. Fuck. That shit changed my life, bro. That shit changed my life. I'm so grateful to that. So that's how the journey unfolded for me. And from that, I just am like, dude, how can I possibly even debate the quality I am as a person, as a man? There's no debate around it. It's like, oh, I can see what all these successful entrepreneurs have been able to see this whole time now. And I was so confused. Like, what is it about me? Like, why are I was so confused. Why are people investing their time and energy into me? Like, what the fuck do they see? How is it that I'm having this impression on people? And now I get it. I get it. I get it, bro. And even to pull off that 1 year of travel, yes, that was that was a million steps, bro. That was a million steps. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bro. That whole journey, bro. It's priceless, man. It's priceless. And the risk I took for this education, bro. I took fucking risk for this education. And it's an education that like actually means something to me. It's an education that deep in my body feels far more powerful than I could ever gain from a university. Because there was real world risk and there was real world problem solving. And I learned so much. Fuck, did I learn so much. Now I get to take that knowledge and it's embedded into my subconscious. And it's just like I have full awareness of what goes into making something happen. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. That's why I'm like, bro, I just gotta be patient. And that's why I gotta celebrate the little things, because even though it seems small, it's actually big in terms of like it counts. Everything like the first mile that I ran 4 months before I ran the marathon on marathon day. The first mile I ran, every single step of that mile counted. Every single step of the second mile counted. Every single step of the third mile counted. But it doesn't seem like that in the moment because we have our eyes focused on the result instead of the process. You will learn who it is you are through putting yourself through challenge. There's no way around that. Because you find out how you show up. And the thing is, you don't have to look very far for challenge. You already have it in your life. There are things that on the back burner that you haven't gotten to because you're too afraid of. But you can tackle those. But we procrastinate, sometimes for years, sometimes decades, hoping it's going to solve itself, but it never solves itself. You have to be the person to accept that challenge. And it hurts and it's painful. And that's why most people do not end up becoming quality people. Because they're too afraid of that. It hurts too much. And there's nothing wrong with that, dude. It fucking hurts. It's fucking painful as shit. Nobody can blame you, man. But for some fucking reason. Now, I am so willing to sacrifice this short-term pain for what is it I really want. I'm so willing to. I'm so willing to do that. I've done it many times. I'm doing it again here. So I hope that just the way I think about things, maybe if you're further behind or you feel like you're further behind in life than I am, or maybe you feel like I possess more experience and wisdom and that you haven't experienced just yet, I hope that you got some value from this. I trust that you did get some value from this. If you've come this far, for sure, without a doubt, bro. Yesterday I was writing my book, my second book, and oh man, it's so fun, dude. It's so fun. I had so much fucking fun writing yesterday, dude. It felt so good. Listening to Flowers by Nujabes. Oh, I got so much writing done, but like not even just about getting the writing done. It was just like it was the process of the writing, which was like so fucking therapeutic for my soul, bro. It was like, oh, like it was like my soul was coming, bro. My soul was jizzing last night, just bob. Like imagine your soul jizzing for an hour, just bob, 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 whoa, whoa. That's how it felt, dude, in my writing session yesterday. It felt like my soul had been captured for like 60 years and it hasn't seen a woman and it hasn't come in so long, and then all of a sudden there's like fucking Margot Robbie and her like fucking Wolf of Wall Street days fucking pops into the room, and then it's just 60 years of coming. Just blah 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 blah, like all over, dude. It felt so incredible. Oh my gosh, I had such a great fucking time yesterday. And it's like, let's do some more. It takes my mind off the world, man. I already uploaded a YouTube video today. I already uploaded a TikTok and Instagram reel and a fucking YouTube short. And now I feel a little anxious, like, oh, what do I do? You know, I want to still get some rest for it today. I finished Better Call Saul yesterday. It's a great show. So it's like, what do we do now? Let's keep writing. Let's keep writing. I'm making great progress on my book. I have like 73 pages, I think, written. I think I wrote 10 pages last night. No, I wrote 8 pages last night. What a cute ass cat, man. So adorable. Oh, just seeing it breathe. Alright, that's all I got for you. I'm gonna smoke a little bit and get to writing.